Well, Michael McCarthy from Get T-Rex. And T-Rex is really wireless earphones that now I can go exercise. I'm running and John, I don't get caught up in my cord. I exercise on my rowing machine and my cord doesn't smash in my phone or anything like that. And you just 6 weeks or 3 weeks out of college, and you got almost $70,000 for your idea on this already? Man, that's amazing. Why the hell hasn't anybody thought of this before?
That's an awesome question. I'm not really sure. I really kind of got the inspiration for it when I was training for soccer, and I would always, hop on the treadmill for a 2 or 3 mile run, and I'd put my phone up on that, little ledge.
Right.
And almost every time I went running, either my arms would hit the cords and my phone would go crashing off onto the treadmill and it'd end up, on the other side of the room, or my arms would just catch the wires and, my Spotify would come unplugged and the person next to me would hear my music and they'd look over and be like, what the heck's going on? So, yeah, I was just, definitely thinking there had to be a better alternative to having, some cords plugged in. And even my mom, I saw a picture of my mom when she was back in high school and she had, headphones in. So I just said, hey, there's got to be something that's more high tech than what we're doing right now. So that's sort of where I came up with the idea.
Why hasn't some big company? We always think, we can't do things in life. We need a better product, and some big Fortune 500 company has to dream this up. And here's a kid in the dorm room.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I guess hopefully I can get hired there at one of their R&D departments.
Why? Your company's going to be bigger than theirs.
Yeah, hopefully. I think a lot of it has to do with just the fact that sort of what I'm doing right now is pretty revolutionary stuff, and it's very cutting edge. Uh-huh. And it's also, it's also very expensive from the standpoint of the actual cost per unit on each, order. Someone like a Beats or a Bose, they're not going to have, $250 of pure, margin on it. It's going to be a lot, tighter with something like that. So it's a lot more expensive to actually manufacture and produce these. So I think that could be, a major reason, but I guess I'm excited right now while I'm the first one, to be doing this.
That's great. So in other words, what were you studying again? Accounting and computer science or something, or what?
I was studying economics there and computer science. I spent a lot of time working on I guess it's an older version of what they have now, the old like the old AR drones, which they've now come out with all these high tech ones where you can buy them right off the shelves. But I remember even 3 or 4 years ago, I was actually buying the components from China and sticking them together into these flying quadcopters. So
wow! So you were putting together your own drones from parts you bought on Alibaba or somewhere like that in China.
Exactly. Biotech, parts from Shenzhen was sort of what I was doing my freshman and sophomore year.
So then you got into this. So it really took. I mean, you're on the soccer team there. You're a full-time student. So you're doing this as your third job for the last 2 years of college. It sounded like.
Yeah. So that's sort of what I was doing. Really where the idea came in was I tore my Achilles playing soccer, and I was doing all of this rehab at the time, and I was on the treadmill in the wintertime in Virginia because I couldn't run outside. It was pretty cold or snowing, and I think this is a really good outlet because at the time I wasn't able to play soccer, and I could kind of focus my energy on school, and then as soon as I got done with classes, I'd go into looking at how I'm going to improve the headset that I had built at the time. And find the right people to make a good team.
And you said it was easy to find great people by just going on like Elance or somebody, and you found like the best people in the world to work for a fraction of the price to give you what you need.
So I think one of the things that's been really revolutionary about young people like myself and even kind of the changing world economy is that people can now just go online and quickly post a job posting. So one of the things that I think really helped my business get off the ground and start to go forward was I had this, I had a working prototype that was a proof of concept and that, worked and so forth, but I needed to refine that and make it look, pretty and add, all of the features, etc. So I just posted a quick job description on an online site called Elance, and within a week, I had one of the top engineers who had just left his job at Martin Logan and was
Wow.
in the process of looking for a job. Where he ended up getting hired at Garmin to work on their wearables.
Wow.
And he just felt like this is such an awesome project. Let's move forward on it. So it was
Wow.
great.
And you got
At a bargain price.
Yeah, totally.
That's so fantastic. No, I think it's so fun in our society now. I mean, so a fellow barely out of school can start something like this, get the talent, get the money, and go on crowdfunding. And your Indiegogo thing is way over, your quota already, or your budget, or your goal, and you're still coming in. It's just fun. And so to get it though, it's get GET T-Rex, TREX.com. That's how to get one of these things. So you'd be the first in your neighborhood, doesn't have to run down the street with those wires flopping all over your chest when you're running, and breaking cell phones in the gym when you're on the treadmills and stuff like that. Wow. And I guess what you talked about before we went on the air, that you had a boring 7 job that you're making a hell of a lot of money in the financial service industries. And that sounds like that was a big tipping point for you, that you want to really work for yourself instead of some big corporation.
Yeah, no, totally. So I kind of, as I briefly mentioned, came up with this idea, sort of in the winter, springtime, when I was, rehabbing an injury. And then, over that next summer, that coming summer, I spent, time actually putting together a lot of, tech deals for big tech companies. And I just thought to myself, hey, why can't I be, working on my own thing? And if I'm in the office until 1 a.m. in the morning, if I put all this time into my own deal, then why can't I, hopefully someday be as successful as they are? So
You bet. And you're there already, and you're just out of school. See, they taught you a lot. How miserable it is to work like hell for somebody else and they get all the money, right?
yeah, totally.
Well, thank you so much, Michael. And the video is great, man. Do you see this? So go to Michael's website, GET, and then TREX.com. Watch the video. You see what a neat gadget you got there. Thank you, Michael.
Yeah, thanks so much, Matthew. Appreciate it.
All right.